Are you sure this isn't just a big joke to you?
Oh, come on, Jim, I love her. I'm going to marry her, right?
I just think that you're so used to conning women that sometimes you believe your own stories.
Look, I'm sorry things turned out badly. I tried to explain.
Then explain to her about Kathy.
Look, Vera's got to understand. I've got to clear up this business first. Then we can get married.
Listen, Terry, this business with Kathy doesn't make any sense. Why don't you just drop it?
I can't.
Why can't you?
Because I've got to finish it first, that's why. And don't interfere.
I won't touch you. I'll see to that. As long as you bring me whatever I want from the office.
No, I couldn't do that. I mean, I've been given a special job to do. Mrs. Davidson trusts me. It wouldn't be right to take anything.
Now you listen. And you listen good. You'll do what I say, when I say, or your life won't be worth living.
What the hell's going on in here? Well?
Nothing, Mr. Fletcher.
Perhaps you'd better go back to your cell.
Yes, Mr. Fletcher.
Wonder what's got into Fletch. I wonder why she didn't lag.
Maybe she's learning.
Right, do you want to tell me what's going on? All right, suit yourself. But I can take a pretty good guess. You want some advice? Your attitude to the other women could be dangerous. If I were you, I'd change it pretty quick.
Oh, it's not that. It's...
Oh, come on, Paige. You treat them like they're a different breed.
Well, they are.
You're all in the same boat, you know. But if you persist in pretending that you're better, they'll continue giving you trouble.
I thought that's what you were here for. To stop trouble.
We can only do so much.
Well, then, please, I need protection. They'll do anything to get at me.
Well, the staff will make sure that you're adequately supervised. But there's only one person who can sort out your relationship with the other women, and that's you.
I'll do anything not to offend them. But they've decided that I'm fair game. It's not for anything I've done.
Oh, really? Yeah, well, suit yourself. But think about it.
You're not going to leave me here alone, are you?
Look, there's an officer on duty in this block at all times. But just take my advice, will you? Change your attitude. Then you won't have to worry.
Good afternoon, Wendy.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Davidson. Here are those letters you wanted typed.
Oh, you've certainly made short work of those.
My speed's pretty good if I'm able to get on with it. And Alison Page was a great help.
Oh, yes. How did she get on?
Oh, very quick on the uptake. I think a few more days she should be able to work by herself.
Thank you for looking after her.
I should be thanking you. She really took the heat off me.
You know, it's absurd we can't use the women for more of the routine jobs. It helps their self-esteem and certainly eases the workload on the staff.
Well, I could certainly use another assistant if there was anyone suitable.
You'll have to make do with Paige at the moment. But if things continue to go well, I'll certainly look into it. What are these?
Oh, release forms. They arrived a couple of hours ago.
Blake, Carline, Hall. Oh, Mr. Harrison, would you bring Hall to my office, please?
Why, is there something wrong?
No, her release form's arrived, and she'll be leaving us next week, so I'd like her to sign it immediately.
Fine, I'll go and get her.
Thank you. Wendy, would you attach these to the appropriate files and then bring them to my office?
Yes, Mrs. Davidson.
G'day. What did you say to Fletch?
I didn't tell him anything. I swear it.
Oh, good. Then you've got nothing to worry about. You can relax.
Then why are you here?
Just came to give you the lay of the land.
I thought that's what I got, back in the recreation room.
Oh, well, I had to know where you stand. I admit I was a bit heavy.
I thought you were, well, more friendly than the others.
Not a matter of being more friendly. If you side with the Screws, you won't have a friend in the world.
I'm not siding with them, but...
But? Look, love, I give you fair warning. If you suck up to the Screws, your life won't be worth living.
It's not worth living anyway.
Oh, listen, if you only realised it, you're on clover. Been in here 5 minutes and already you're a filing clerk.
That job's just one more nail in my coffin, isn't it?
Doesn't have to be.
I saw the way you reacted. You're all jealous.
Fair comment. There is a bit of that. But basically the girls would be sympathetic to anyone who could beat the screws even a little bit. Particularly someone who's got a family on the outside.
I just don't understand the rules. Not the rules you play by.
No, it's dead easy, really. You've got a privilege. What you do is share it around. Let some of it rub off on us. Cooperate.
By stealing files.
Yeah, that is about the size of it.
What if one of the officers catches me? I'm in a position of trust.
Well, they won't if you're crafty. And none of us are going to dob you in.
You expect me to believe that after the way you acted today? If it hadn't been for Mr. Fletcher...
Now, that is just our way of making you see things our way. You stick with us, you'll have friends. We'll make life in here dead easy for you until you get out.
And if I don't?
Doesn't bear me either.
I knew the Ivers Club would do something, but I had no idea they could move so fast.
Well, Jack Barrett, one of our members, is in real estate. He's had this house on his books for some time. It's a bit of an embarrassment to him, really.
Did he say what sort of rent he'd be asking?
Oh, we haven't discussed figures. Purely nominal, I should think. He'd be happy to see it put to good use.
How purely nominal? That is the question. The department hasn't been very cooperative, I'm afraid.
What, does that mean they're against the idea?
Oh, not at all. An attendance centre is essential, they realise that. But apparently they haven't any money at the moment.
But I thought they'd be rolling in cash.
Should be, but apparently the coffers are empty, or so they would have me believe.
Well, I'd like to think positive, but real estate men being what they are, you won't get the house for nothing.
Well, could we have a look at the place?
Is there much point?
Well, if I can report to the department that we've found a suitable site and we've managed to scrape up a month's rent...
Oh, I think the Ivers Club could come up with that much.
Good. The department can hardly knock back something as concrete as that, can they? I mean, we've done our bit by finding the place. Have you seen it yet?
Not yet. I was hoping to get out there sometime today. I thought you might like to come and have a look, too.
Most certainly. What time would be convenient?
Oh, say 10:30?
Good. You give me the address and I'll meet you there.
Come on, Doreen.
Hang on a minute. Oh, Bum!
What's the matter?
These stupid things are still damp.
Oh, that's the second time today. That model must have been brought out when Lizzie was a girl.
Fair go. Oh, what'll I do now?
Oh, I don't know. I suppose I have to tell Fletch. Looks like that one's on the blink. Bung him in the other one and give him another burl.
Oh.
You know, for someone who's getting out in a few days, it's a pretty long face you got there.
Yeah, how come you're getting out so soon?
Bloody remission.
Haha, that's what you get for being a good girl.
Oh, look who's talking. If you don't get out soon, Sid is going to run off with someone else.
Don't you talk like that. Sid's not like that.
Oh, come on, love. Just a joke.
Very bloody funny.
Oh, what's wrong with this place? It's like a morgue. She's back with Sid. You're getting out in a
But
few
I don't
days.
want to get out.
You're mad.
Yeah, and she should know. She's an expert. Look, you can't stay in here forever, you know.
I have to be.
Oh, rubbish. Look, the more I think about it, the more I think that Diana was just a weirdo. She had a go at you, sure, but she's out now. She's probably forgotten about you. So what are you worrying
It
about?
wasn't just Dinah. What's what Betty said about the contract?
Betty watches too many movies.
She's not like that.
Well, you are. Look, someone had a go at you, but it's over, forgotten. Will you think positive?
I can't.
Well, I wish you'd quit giving me the willies and make yourself useful. Get down to the kitchen and pick up the dirty laundry. Well, go on.
Come for the dirties.
Yeah.
What do you want these? Oh, I can't help you, love. Give her a hand, will you, Claire? Must be an easy life in the laundry.
What about you?
Oh, while the cat's away.
Mrs. O'Regan away, is she?
Supervising deliveries. Can't understand what takes her so long.
Probably on with the delivery boy.
You'd have to be desperate. Hey, hang on. O'Regan's got a mind like a steel trap. She'll miss that stuff the minute she gets back.
Cover for me, please, will you, love? I need this stuff real bad.
Just make sure we don't take the rap, okay?
You won't, I promise you.
Okay, so all the green forms go on file and the pink ones go into that folder for our reference.
Right.
Good morning, Miss Bennett.
Surprised you have any work at all to do.
What do you mean?
Well, now that Paige is running reception, I thought you'd be able to put your feet up. You're in a very privileged position, Paige, and don't think I approve of it.
Oh, I appreciate it, Miss Bennett.
What are those pink forms?
Well, they're grocery orders. I wouldn't have thought they were top secret.
If I catch you up to any funny business, I won't turn a blind eye. You'll be charged.
Oh, honestly, Miss Bennett.
You haven't been here very long, Paige, and you might think that after your 3 months is up, you'll be let off scot-free. But one false move, like abusing this privilege, and you'll be charged. If you don't believe me, you can ask the other women. We can make sure your sentence is doubled if you put a foot wrong.
Was there something you wanted, Miss Bennett?
Yes, I want to use the typewriter.
I don't knock off until midday, but I'm not very busy. I'd be happy to type whatever it is for you.
No, thank you. How about you take your morning tea break?
Reasonable, Miss Bennett. I can watch it just as well as you can.
I doubt it.
Oh, come on, Bea, don't be like that. I just forgot, that's
Look, I
all.
don't know what it is you've got between your ears, but who runs the laundry? Us. Who does the washing for everybody else? Us. And if you forget to pick up the linen, who ends up sleeping in dirty sheets?
Us, but it won't happen
Strike
again.
me lucky. Someone's having another go at Kath.
You reckon?
Well, she'd hardly leave this strewn all over the bed for any passing screw to see if she pinched it herself, would she? Come on, quickly stash it.
Where?
Oh, God, use your head. Do I have to do everything for you?
Well, what if we get caught with
We
it?
won't if we hurry. Otherwise, Kathy will take the rap and be in here forever. Now, come on, hurry up. I want to get to the bottom of this.
Hey, guess what we found? A whole lot of goodies in Kathy's cell. What? Yeah, true as I'm riding this bike, they're just lying all over her cell.
over
And she'd
here.
have been a sitting duck if it hadn't been for us finding it.
Looks like someone's been having another go at you.
How come?
We found this stuff lying all over your cell. You would have really copped it if we hadn't.
No, it was me. I nicked the stuff from the kitchen and left it there so the screws could find it.
You set yourself up, you silly little bugger.
So I can stay in a bit longer.
Yeah, but we've already shifted the stuff.
Oh, no. Well, where did you put it? I have to get
Look,
it back.
nicking stuff from the kitchen isn't going to keep you in here.
Why not?
Because it's a minor breach of regulations, not a crime. Besides, you've already signed your release form.
Yeah, you're as good as out now, love.
Once you sign that form, the screws are legally bound to let you out.
I knew I shouldn't have signed that form.
Oh, good. I give up. When are you going to get through your thick skull that no one is out to get you?
I had the same problem myself, only I was on the outside trying to get in. And all they did was keep finding me.
So how did you manage in the end?
She flushed this book down the loo.
You see, you got to do something serious. Not just nicking stuff from the kitchen. You got to commit a real crime.
What did you want?
Last week's rosters. I want to check my overtime.
Second drawer, Mr. Harrison, under R.
Well, you certainly know your way around, don't you?
Oh, Mr. Harrison, we're going out to inspect the house for the attendance centre. I'll be back later.
In the meantime, Miss Bennet will be acting governor.
Right.
Miss Scott gave you an excellent reference for your first day's work. Keep up the good work.
Oh, I will. I'm really enjoying it. I just hope I can keep on doing it until I'm released.
Well, I don't see why you shouldn't, as long as you don't abuse the privilege.
Oh, I wouldn't. I really want to make a go of it.
Good. Keep up the good work, then.
Wendy, where are the overtime forms?
Second cabinet, bottom drawer, under O.
Oh, why didn't I think of that? O for overtime. Thank you, Mrs. Page. Second row, bottom drawer. Ah, there you are. Ah, you're pretty good, aren't you? Next thing we'll know, you'll be running Wentworth single-handed.
Miss Bennett?
What is it?
Well, some things of mine have gone missing from my locker in the staff room. My handbag and transistor.
Are you sure?
Well, they were there this morning when I came on duty. Should I report it to Mrs. Davidson?
I'm in charge at the moment.
Well, what should we do?
Oh, Mr. Harrison, get the women from the laundry and take them to H block. There's to be a cell search.
Oh, I don't want to make any fuss.
It's all right, Miss Bailey. A cell search is in order.
It's not exactly a palace, is it?
No. Some investors have been trying to rezone the area, but the council's resisted. So the house has stayed in Never Never Land.
Well, if it's going to be rezoned, it seems pointless taking on the place, surely.
Oh, don't worry. It'll be a good 18 months before the dispute is settled.
Even so, it's going to take an awful lot of money to get this place livable.
Perhaps. But the Ibis Club is keen to take it on as its main community project. So, with that sort of enthusiasm, we should be able to raise the necessary cash.
Yeah, well, it's a perfect project when you think about it. The Ibis Club raises the money, we organise the work parties.
Well, the women are anxious to start, even if it is only to get a couple of days out.
Well, who cares what the motivation is, as long as the work gets done? No, I'd say a work party of a dozen or so could clean this place up in a couple of days.
Still going to take an awful lot of organisation, Jim.
Well, I'm prepared to do that. So why not leave it to your deputy gov, eh?
Well...
We could even get a couple of the men from Pentridge to do the basic repairs inside.
Now, that's going too far. Let's just leave it to Wentworth and the Ibis Club. A combined effort.
Then you're agreeable?
Well, in the face of such enthusiasm, how could I refuse?
How long's this going on for?
As long as it takes, Smith.
Well, what are you looking for, Miss Bennett?
As if you didn't know.
Nothing so far.
Then move on to the next cell.
Ooh, is that any way to speak to the man of your dreams?
Must be a lover's tiff.
And did you see?
Wash the dishes, scrub the floor, make the beds, put out the garbage.
Bailey, your property?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Well, that's put paid to your release next week, hasn't it all?
Yeah, I suppose it has.
Miss Bennett, can I have a word with you, please?
You silly bitch. Let me know if you're going to pull a stunt like this.
I had to do it, Bea.
What is it?
Doesn't this whole thing strike you as a bit fishy?
In what way?
What reason's Hall got to pinch a handbag and a tape recorder?
Oh, these women don't need to have a reason.
All right, Vera, but these women are not stupid. I mean, I just walked into her cell and they were lying on the bed. If she's going to steal anything, she's not going to leave them lying around.
I think you're overestimating their intelligence.
Vera, she's been set up. Can't you see that?
Just because she's your ex-wife.
Oh, Vera, how many times do I have to tell you?
I'm reporting her, and that's that.
She's only got a week to go. She's not going to jeopardize her release.
Who did it then? You? Perhaps you want to keep her here.
Vera, don't be stupid. Look, the sooner she's out of our hair, the better. I mean it, love. Look, let's face it, lately we've had a rough trot, and it's mainly because of Hall. Now, if she's released, she's out of our life forever. But if she stays here, well, there could be trouble.
Hall?
Yes, Miss Bennett?
Have you any idea who planted those things in your cell? We'll find out who's responsible.
You mean you're not going to charge me?
No. Mr. Harrison, take them back to the laundry.
Right, Miss Bennett.
She's almost smiling now. What do you reckon he said to her?
Who cares?
Poor bloke. Imagine what it'd be like living with her. Wash the dishes, scrub the floors, put out the garbage.
Serves him right.
And when are you going to wake up to yourself?
I had to do something.
Oh, you've got a brain to fly with. Petty theft is not going to keep you in here.
Wasn't petty?
Yeah, well, you have a few things to think about if you keep pulling these stupid stunts.
What do you mean?
I mean, some of the other women could turn nasty.
Well, it doesn't affect them. I'm the one who's going to take the rap.
Uh-huh. How do you think we like Vinegar and her friends going through all our things? It is an invasion of the little privacy we have.
Look, Bea, all I've got to look forward to on the outside is a king hit.
We'll have a couple of those to look forward to in here, too, if you don't pull your finger out. You're going to have every woman in H Block coming down your back.
What am I going to do?
I told you before. You can do anything you like, but don't get any of us lumbered for it. Now, do you understand?
Understand. Mrs. Davidson?
Yes.
I've been thinking, would it be possible for me to learn typing along with my other duties?
I wouldn't try to do too much too soon.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. But if I learn to type well, when I get out, I might be able to get an office job.
You are determined, aren't you? I'd like to help, but the last time we attempted any classes, they were rather unsuccessful.
Well, I didn't mean, formal classes. I know the basics. It's just a matter of brushing up. If I could, type up a few things here.
Well, if Julie's agreeable, I'd be quite happy for you to do so.
Oh, thank you. I haven't worked since I married, and, except to help Don, and, answering the phone wasn't exactly a career.
No, I suppose not.
So if I could get some training here, and then get a job when I get out, maybe I'll feel as though I'm contributing to the family.
Well, that's an excellent attitude. But you do realize it will be more difficult for you to find a job now that you have a record.
Yes, I know that. But I'm prepared to try.
Good. And I have a feeling you might just make it.
Thanks, Mrs. Davidson.
Oh, Mrs. Davidson, you're back.
Yes, are there any problems?
Could we discuss it in your office, please?
By all means. What action have you taken?
None as yet. I want to talk to you first.
Oh?
You see, it all seems a little too convenient. There was no attempt to hide the handbag or the radio. And it's my opinion, and Mr. Harrison agrees with me, that someone planted them in Hall's cell.
So someone's getting at Hall again?
Precisely. After all, it's only a week until her release. Now, she wouldn't be stupid enough to jeopardize that.
I agree. So, Hall is being victimized again.
What action do you recommend?
Well, I wouldn't do anything at this stage. Perhaps if we lull the offender into a false sense of security, she may act again. This will make it easier for us to catch her. In the meantime, keep an eye out for anything suspicious.
Mrs. Davidson, it seems ridiculous to me that the prisoners have such easy access to the staff room.
Yes, I agree. Perhaps you could advise the staff to step up security in the administration area.
I'll see to it.
Is that lot finished yet?
No, they're still damp.
These dryers must have come out of the ark. I wish they'd give us some decent equipment. I'm sick to death of doing nothing.
Maybe if you ask real nicely, they might give you a job in reception, just like Lady Muck.
I wouldn't mind that job myself. Give me a chance to snoop.
Oh, that'd be more than Miss Goody Two-Shoes Page would do.
Wouldn't be too sure about that.
Oh, come off it, B. You know she's a tame crim. The only good she's going to do is for the screws.
I had a little heart-to-heart to her yesterday. She seemed to see things our way.
Oh, she doesn't see anything our way. All she does is look down her nose at us. Anyway, I don't know why you bother talking to her.
Yeah, well, maybe if we were friendly towards her, she'd come across. Oh, g'day, stranger. What kept you?
Oh, there must be a baby boom or something. I've never seen so many kids in maternity.
We've just been discussing your roommate. How are you getting on with her?
So?
See? She can't get on with Jude. She can't get on with anybody.
I never said that we weren't getting on. I just said that we have no point of communication, so why should I waste my time?
Well, she's a stuck-up bitch.
Oh, change the record, Doreen. Listen, if we give her the kid gloves approach, she could be very useful to us.
Oh, yeah, I can just see it now. She'll probably end up having morning tea with Davo. Hello, Eka. How's the opera?
I said can it, Doreen.
I'll get her. You wait.
Well, I was going to say knock off. Looks like you stopped hours ago.
You know, if you gave us some decent equipment, maybe we'd have something to do.
All right, come on, pack it in.
Mr. Martin, isn't it? Something I can do for you?
Just thought I'd check how things are going.
A little slower than I expected, I'm afraid.
Oh, I can see that. We had hoped to have the whole thing finished in 2 months, and your estimate was that the plumbing would be out of the way by next week.
I know, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, we can't get on with the rest of it until you're out of the way, can we?
I know I'm holding you up, but I had to take a few days off for some problems. But they're solved now, and I'm sure we'll meet the deadline.
I'd appreciate that.
Oh, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse and taste the rain. Oh, well, a girl's got to get her vitamins.
Well, I understand porridge is very good for building you up.
Very bloody fun.
Oh, all right. We heard you the first time.
Hang on, something's up. Somebody might have gone over the wall.
Well, we'll soon know.
Well, here's your answer.
Beauty, a fire! Will you ladies get back to your cells immediately? Nobody missed a button!
Get the hell out of here!
You don't need an expert to tell you that the fire was started deliberately.
You weren't even here.
I didn't need to be. The women were at work here until 5 minutes before the fire broke out.
That doesn't mean to say the fire was lit deliberately.
In any case, these machines are so old, I wouldn't be at all surprised if they just fused or something.
Right, the women have been complaining for some time that this machinery's faulty.
Yes, of course. Just to get out of work. It's my opinion that the laundry was in perfect working order and one of the women lit the fire.
The women weren't even in here.
Mostly smoke and foam damage, Mrs. Davidson. Apart from the dryer motor, that's completely burnt out.
Have you any idea what caused it?
Got a fair idea, but I don't want to say anything until I'm certain. Mrs. Davidson, can you make sure that no one tampers with the laundry until my team can investigate the damage more thoroughly?
Yes, of course.
It's my guess it was electrical fault.
We don't guess, sir. We ascertain facts.
Look at that. Well, we're lucky to all still be alive, eh?
Wasn't any danger. Screws knew the drill.
I don't know. It'd have been a bad one. We might have all been barbecued.
Take more than a small electrical fire to destroy this joint.
Oh, so it was an electrical fire. You're a real little goer, aren't you?
Surprised nobody thought of it before.
Well, it could be because none of us are quite as keen to stay inside as you are. There'll be an inquiry, you know. What if you can't prove it was lit deliberately? I mean, those dryers have been on the blink for years.
Well, that's what gave me the idea. See, all I had to do was put some washing near the motor, stick a coat hanger in the works, and flick the switch. It was easy as pie.
And you reckon they'll find the coat hanger?
Sure to.
And what if they don't, and we take the rap for it?
You won't. I plan to break down under questioning. You're not mad at me, are you?
Well, I should be. But I was about due for a couple of days off from the sweatshop anyway.
Then I've done you a favour, haven't I?
I don't get too cocky. You can do anything you like as long as none of us get lumbered for it.
I'm quite happy to get lumbered all by myself.
Oh, Janet, what are you doing here?
Oh, just giving the place a bit of a lick and a promise.
You shouldn't have. I just called in to shove the dinner in the oven and get back to work.
Oh, it's done. It's already been looked after. Look, Don, I don't want to criticize your housekeeping or anything, but really this place could do with a thorough going over.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Ah, what are neighbours for? Now, let me get you a drink.
Oh, no, thanks, Janet. I can't. I'd love to, but...
No buts. Look, if you keep going at this rate, you'll collapse. And then he'll look after the kids.
Okay, if you say so.
There. So, why don't you tell me what's bothering you?
I don't know. It's all such a bloody mess. I never have time to do everything. I'm falling behind with the jobs that I've got.
I'm sure you'll catch up, but once you get over the initial shock.
I hope so. I'm missing out on a whole lot of new jobs. I haven't got time to look at the tenders so I can make a bid.
Well, I suppose there's not much point in getting into a stew over it, is there? Maybe you should try to relax. Go out. See a movie.
Oh, wouldn't seem right. Well, besides, it's no fun going out by yourself.
Well, you wouldn't have to go out alone. I could come with you.
Don Page here.
It's Frank Williamson from the high school, Mr. Page. I'm Christopher's form teacher.
What's the problem?
Well, I'd like to speak to you in person if I could.
Has there been an accident?
No, nothing like that. But his behaviour at school is causing some concern.
I see.
Would it be possible to see you sometime in the not-too-distant future?
Well, there's no time like the present.
All right. Would 4:30 suit? At your place?
No, but... okay, I'll see you then.
Thanks very much, Mr. Page.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Is there anything wrong, Don?
Oh, I'd rather be washing sheep than doing this.
Oh, I know. Bea didn't seem to mind. Oh, Mr. Harrison.
Yeah, what is it?
Has the fire department finished in the laundry yet?
Yes, I have, as a matter of fact. What's it to you?
Oh, let's just say fire's turned me on.
Is that a fact? Well, for your information, the inspector said that it was faulty equipment.
No, it wasn't. I stuck a coat hanger in the motor. I started the fire.
Well, you've done us all a favour then, haven't you? I mean, those motors were faulty for years. Now the welfare department will have to install some new ones.
You mean you're not going to report me?
Look, as far as we're concerned, the matter's finished.
What do you have to do to stay in here? Kill someone?
There's no reason for you to stay here. You know that. Now, look, I'm not going to play your silly games just because you've got a vivid imagination.
God, I don't believe it. Damn him, he should have reported me.
Yeah. What, are you going to try anything else?
I have to, if I'm
Can I
relieved.
be in on it?
Why?
Won't tell Bea, will you?
Have you got something in mind?
Sure have. It's a way of getting my own back, too. Sure as eggs are eggs, the screws are going to have to report us this time. You want to be in on it?
I'm not having much luck on my own, am I?
Nah.
Fire away.
Okay.
He's not in. Could I make an appointment to see him? 9:30 would suit me very well. Thank you. Bye.
Well, the maths teacher noticed it first. Apparently, Chris hasn't been concentrating. He spends all day daydreaming, and as a consequence, he's been making a poor showing in his weekly tests.
I thought maths was one of your best subjects.
Well, it's not just the maths. His relationship with his classmates has deteriorated too. Seems that he goes out of his way to pick fights.
I see.
The football coach has also made a complaint. Chris has missed the past couple of practices. Look, we share your concern in this problem, Mr. Page, and we'd be more than happy to overlook these problems if there was some good reason.
Yes.
I mean, these sudden changes in behaviour patterns usually stem from some disturbance at home. I was wondering, is there anything that might be upsetting him?
Christopher's mother, my wife, was sent to prison a couple of weeks ago.
I see. Well, that would explain it.
It's only a short sentence, 3 months. I'm sure when she's back, everything will sort itself out.
Well, I mean,
we'll give him another chance, won't you?
Don't want a chance.
Oh, come on, Chris, now that things are out in the open.
All the teachers will be sneering too. I hate that place and everyone in it.
Oh, Chris.
Look, perhaps we'd better talk about this later.
Won't do you any good. Not going back to that place so you can forget it.
Mr. Harrison, is Miss Bennett ill?
Not that I know of, why?
Well, I've had a phone message to say that she won't be in this morning.
Well, that's why Jim told me he changed the roster. I hope she's not sick.
Don't you know?
All I know is that she's taking the morning off.
Hello, Mrs. Davidson.
Oh, hello, Mr. Humphrey. How are you?
Oh, very well. Very well indeed.
I'll get Birdsworth.
How are things at home?
Oh, can't complain. The garden looks a treat. Elizabeth won't recognise it when she sees it. That weekend visit's still on, isn't it?
Yes, of course. Lizzie is free from Saturday morning until Sunday night.
Wonderful. Is it okay if I make my own way to the interview room?
Yes.
Alison,
Oh,
Hello, Mum.
what are you doing here?
I'm the new filing clerk. Is it all right if I leave the filing for a while? I'll make the time up later.
Yes, of course. Perhaps you'd like to use the visiting suite.
Well, yes, if that'd be all right.
All the interview rooms are full. Officer Perry, would you escort them to the gate, please, to meet Mr. Harrison?
Thanks, Mrs. Davidson. Well, come on.
You know, if I didn't know better, I reckon that Lizzie started that fire on purpose. Just so she could get those bloody seeds of SIDS planted.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past her.
Have a look, will you? We're slugging our guts out and she's getting special privileges.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have an in with the screws, huh?
Come on, ladies, back to work.
Shouldn't you be looking after them?
Don't you tell me my job, Burns. Just get on with your own.
Well, what do you reckon?
Yeah, not fair on the other girls, is it?
I reckon it's about time that bitch got hers.
I tied that tree back to let the sun through, and the daffs are coming along beautifully now. Should be a whole bunch ready for you to bring back after the weekend.
I don't like to think about after, Sid. God, whole weekend out of this joint. And just think.
Yep, 2 whole days. What'll we do?
Like I said, you're gonna rest and I'm gonna look after you.
Oh, I reckon you could stand some pampering yourself. Hey, how about I bring you breakfast in bed on Sunday morning?
God, I haven't had breakfast in bed since I was a girl.
Oh, cheer up. We've got the rest of our lives ahead of us.
Yeah, if I ever get out of here. You know, one of the worst things that ever happened?
What?
The other day, when I had to say goodbye to you after Mrs. Morris brought me to see you.
Yeah, wasn't all that easy for me, neither.
It's not fair. I've served me time 20 times over.
Won't be long. I reckon any day now, Mrs. Morris is going to come bursting in and tell you you've got your parole.
How do you know that?
Feel it in my bones.
That's your rheumatism playing up.
Oh.
And are you going to Jenny's party on Saturday?
Don't want to, Mum.
Oh, come on, love. Jenny's your best friend.
Not anymore.
How about you, Alison? How come you're working in the office?
Well, I had a word with Mrs. Davidson. She's very understanding. In fact, she's the only one who seems to realize that I'm not like the others. I wish everyone did. Anyway, I've been given special duties, and I don't have to mix with the others any more than I have to.
Oh, that's terrific.
And the funny part is, I'm enjoying it. I've been given a position of trust, and I'm learning new skills. I'm going to start typing soon.
What's that?
The end of work bill. How's the football going?
Great.
By the time I go home, you should be near the end of the season, so make sure you're in the finals, eh?
Time's up, I'm afraid.
Well, I suppose we'd better say our goodbyes then.
You'll have to sign off at reception first, Mr. Page. Your wife will have to stay here, but you can see her on the way out.
Back in a minute, love. Come on, kids.
You get yours, you snob. You think you're better than the rest of us, don't you? Hey, don't you?
You know better than the rest of us, and don't you forget it.
Burns, hold! Cut it out!
Say it! Say it! Say it! You're just like the rest of us! Say it! Say it!
all right?
Yes, I think so.
Look, I don't want you to take this the wrong way. I don't agree with what happened, but Doreen thinks you got what was coming to you.
Why?
The way you've been acting, the appearance that you're better than everyone else. Allison, Doreen doesn't have a very high opinion of herself. She thinks you're just rubbing your nose in it. Anyway, I don't know what happened to Kathy. She seems a bit desperate at the moment, doesn't she?
Desperate? She's mad.
Well, I think we're all desperate. And so are you in your own way. You're desperate to get out of here, desperate to keep up appearances, to pretend this isn't really happening to you.
It's not all for myself. I was doing it for Don and the kids. I had to put up a good front, but now, after today, what are they going to think? I mean, Don's been worried out of his head about me, I know, and Chris and Susan, they'll be too frightened to come back. I mean, they might even start to think that now that I'm a prisoner, that's the sort of thing that I do.
Come on now, they'd have more sense than that, wouldn't they?
Well, I hope so, but kids are funny.
Well, I haven't had much experience with kids, but from what I know, they've got their heads screwed on right, most of them. And I'm sure yours have.
What about yours?
What do you mean?
Your daughter, Laurie?
How do you know about her? Have you been reading my mail?
No.
Well, how do you know about her?
It was in the file.
What file?
Yours.
You mean you got access to the personal files?
I know I'm not meant to, but... Well, I wanted to have a look at my own, and... I didn't mean any harm.
Oh, well, I wouldn't worry about it. It's okay.
I am absolutely disgusted with your behavior. What do you have to say for yourselves?
She had it coming to her.
What about you, Hall?
Oh, like Doreen said, she had it coming.
I just do not understand you. To attack a fellow prisoner is bad enough, but to do it in front of her family, what sort of effect do you think it would have on her children? Well, in that case, I shall have no hesitation in dealing with you in the severest way the regulations permit. You, Hall...
Excuse me, Mrs.
Yes?
Davidson. Please don't misunderstand me. I don't condone what they did outside, not for a minute. But, well, I think it's reasonable to say that Hall was led on by Burns.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
Well, Hall's due to be released within a week. And after all, this is her first offense.
You have been extremely foolish in jeopardizing your release. However, I must take into account what Mr. Harrison says. You have had a very clean record up until now. So until your release next week, you will be assigned special duties and forego all privileges. And consider yourself lucky that you're being let off so easily. All right, Hall, you may go.
But you can't...
As for you, Burns, you will be sent to solitary.
Oh, how long for?
Until the visiting justice can be notified and read the charges.
But that could be days.
You will be charged with assault and intent to cause bodily harm.
Oh, it's not fair.
Mr. Harrison?
Come on, outside.
Oh, she was a stuck-up moron. She had it coming
All
to her.
right, just wait outside.
What is it?
Mrs. Davidson, did Miss Bennett say when she'd be back?
No, why?
Oh, I just wondered.
Yes, well, that seems to contain all the information we need at present.
I hope you don't think it impertinent that I applied.
On the contrary, I rather expected it. Well, the governorship of Barnhurst is a very attractive position.
Yes, I think so. Well, not just attractive, but I do think that... I'm sure there are plenty of people with better qualifications. And we haven't exactly seen eye to eye over a few things.
Miss Bennett, I'm a departmental head. I'm not supposed to see eye to eye with anyone. Didn't you know that?
Well, I have taken that into consideration, but...
And we must consider your excellent record. You've shown yourself to be an extremely dedicated officer in the past, and we do appreciate those qualities.
Oh, thank you.
Now, I can't promise anything, of course, but I think you should know that your application is going to be very seriously considered.